It
Through
was very
gravity while
kinetic. It
you're on
was
the wall. Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people are upset it wasn't Titanfall, and we knew that that was going to happen, but we wanted to do something different. And so everything that we built for that game was for the sake of completing the big picture, you know. And a lot of sacrifices were made in order to get there. Where a lot of things were just like, hey, like we got to get this thing done, and we got to make sure that it feels good and it's fun to play. But you know, maybe like sitting down and trying to build this monolithic document that you follow that is like, this is what the game is, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. I've seen it too many times where it does not work. You need to be flexible, you need to be nimble, you need to be able to pivot, and you need to be able to change on the fly, because if you don't, you're going to get bogged down exploring an idea that isn't worth your time, you know. So yeah, it was basically about like, we have the movement mechanic, what else feels good around it, right?
So this is often how development has gone with Sprawl, because like you see with Sprawl, the wall running was a very cool part from the get go in the Unreal build that we were doing, right? But like the world that he was building was not core to what I had in my head when I was building that. And the wall running was not core at all to his idea of what Sprawl was in the Quake engine. But when we came together, neither of those things clashed. And it was like, oh, okay, the wall running makes a lot of sense because it allows the traversal of a very vertical area. It feels really good. It makes it enjoyable to move around this space. And his world, it gave it room to kind of glow, right? And these two things were never in competition, so it made sense to keep it. What our creative process usually looks like with Sprawl, and like this is one of the reasons that I've loved working with Rogue so far. They're very easy to work with, which is a very important thing when it comes to like a publisher relation, is that the game just kind of came to us because I made the game I wanted to make, and Carlos made the game he wanted to make. And whenever I'd go, hey, what about this? He'd like, yeah, go for it. And whenever he said, like, hey, what about this? I'd go, yeah, go for it. Like do that, make that enemy. And yeah, make that mechanic. And then